All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more Legendinthemist. We're continuing our run of the Hearts of Ravensdale campaign, and we are playing through the Green Maiden arc adventure right now. Now that I've dropped her name in the first session, I feel like I can properly call that out. But there's a bunch of others as well. We're not playing all 7 or so of the adventures, but we're playing some of them. But if you're interested and you have your materials, spoiler, now you know what we're doing. Okay. There has been concern. I've been called out for the past week or so. People have been complaining that I apparently like gaslighting too much. So I just figure if anybody has any complaints, if anyone wants to get something off their chest, now would be a good time. Let's just put it all on the table. Anything?
Are you trying to gaslight the audience into thinking that we've been complaining about you in like the private chat? Is that what's going on?
Well, I mean, there was some complaining, and I don't want to name any names, but I do believe that there was a certain somebody whose name rhymes with Beaven that called me a liar.
So this is gaslighting right now.
Lies. Is it?
Ooh.
Is this gaslighting or
unreliable narrator as a joke because Legendinthemist calls their GM a narrator?
Oh.
So I was being funny.
Play on words.
I don't think you get to decide whether you were being funny. I think the audience pretty much gets to make that determination.
That is not how I handle humor in the slightest. That has never been my approach to humor.
If Steven ever does stand-up comedy, he's just going to tell a joke and he's going to be like, that was funny.
No,
that was
funny.
You can laugh. Yeah.
You should be laughing.
Welcome to my wife's world.
So that was funny.
Oh, I could totally believe that. Yeah.
You missed out.
Yep.
So. No, I think as we talked about after the session, there was plenty of warning that there were nightmares that were happening. So then when we were
seeds
in nightmares
were planted.
Yep.
Foreshadowing was provided. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you all were able to get over your hatred and you know how upset you were. I saw the letters. And come back for another session. We had another little banter topic planned, but it was too hot. It's too hot for stream, so we can't do it. All right, let's get
We were
started.
talking about wearing
Favorite
black
color
shirts because of pit stains because it's too warm.
Favorite color shirt. I wear way too many black shirts. I don't know why. All right, let's get going. Let's see. Last time around, we started up a new adventure last time around. You all traveled to Wood End, which is one of the dales in the southwest section of the dales, and you were sent there, or at least you went there on behalf of Rosamund, the wise one that you all met and befriended during our first arc. She got some communication from another wise one by the name of Fablo Roots, a guy who's situated in Millside, one of the villages within that dale, that something very strange has started to befall the people within his village. And Rosamund was fearing that this is connected to what you all had dealt with near Ravensdale. So you headed out to Millside, and once you got there, you found everybody was very curt, very tired, very tight-lipped, and didn't really want to talk too much. Eventually, you were able to get some information out of a few folks. Nessie Tarnfolk, who is the proprietor of the Driftwood Inn, she'd let you know that folks haven't been sleeping properly lately, that there's been some strange nightmares and some sleepwalking, and there's this concern, perhaps, that some people think that the townsfolk had upset the via that was in the Aldenweald. This spirit creature, that kind of out this power, like out in the wood. You guys started splitting up, talking to some folks, and a local needle worker whose name we never learned mentioned that Jarko the Cooper had been acting very strangely, so Dimity and Slag paid him a visit, and he immediately confessed to having angered the Green Lady by messing up an offering that he placed at her altar. And he explained to you, and he's willing to give you directions as best he could to the altar, hoping that you would fix it, but he absolutely wouldn't go with you. But he did warn you that the wood has a tendency to play tricks on folks. So even his directions might be somewhat flawed. But he did say that Riva Skull, and you've heard this name a few times, knew the forest the best, but they live somewhere outside of town. And perhaps one of the other skulkers, those 3 skulkers like Fontrell the Huntress or Merrick the Wayguide, might be able to help you find Riva. Let's see, who else? Spoonbill, Gwylt, Mila, you all visited Fablo, the Wise One itself. He's very overworked. He's been making protective poppets and runes and various stuff for townsfolk. He has not had time to do a proper investigation. He was very grateful that you were all there to help. So you all decided to reunite back at the inn where you were going to stay. Dimity and Slag, you wanted to stay up and watch the town. You wanted to visit the well in the center of the square. So you head over there. And as you did, and everybody else was sleeping, you started to hear these strange sounds coming from the forest. You saw these weird shapes in the mist. Some kind of incorporeal creature attacked you. It pinned Dimity down while Slag raced back to the inn for help. Definitely not fleeing. Spoonbill tried to leap with his goat Biscuits out the window to get into the fight as fast as possible, but took a stumble and Biscuits broke his neck, or their neck, excuse me. Dimity took some slashes, and right as it seemed as though this creature was about to kill you, everyone woke up. And Dimity and Slag, you were prodded awake after falling asleep in the square, and the rest of you were asleep back at the inn, including Biscuit, who was none the worse for wear. And that is where we ended. So it is morning time. Gwylt and Dimity, you have harrowed 3 for this crazy dream. And if you guys scratched any tags or took any statuses from that little dream sequence, you do not have to have those anymore. You get that stuff back. So let's go ahead and pick it up. We'll presume that you all have reunited back at the inn and are able to talk to one another and formulate a plan. So still very early. We'll say here you are. We're in the Driftwood Inn. Handful of folks are around eating porridge and such for breakfast, drinking some teas and coffees. Still very, very curt, and everyone kind of their shoulders haunched a bit. And what do you all think you're talking about right now?
I think Mila is very definitely sharing that she had a really horrific dream. It was violent. It was horrible. Biscuit died.
It's not true. You didn't die. Nope. Didn't happen, Biscuit.
And he's licking up his own porridge from his own porridge bowl.
Did we all share that dream? How many of us shared that dream?
Yeah, I'm gonna say each of you were gonna say had that dream. Obviously, you had it from different perspectives. So those of you that were in your rooms didn't see what Dimity and Slag saw, and vice versa is true. But all of you had a weird dream. Sounds in the town, sounds coming from the forest, and then those of you that were near the inn did in fact see poor Biscuit just take a tumble.
Yeah. I think it's a bad omen. About Biscuit, something's going to happen.
You shut your mouth, Spoonbill.
Just gotta be careful.
Noted.
Slag and I tried to stay up all night so that we wouldn't succumb to the nightmares, but I don't know what happened, but somehow we ended up falling asleep too.
You were in my dream, both of you.
It was awful. There was the thing that came out of the woods and attacked us, and then you came to help, but that was very, very bad, very bad. No wonder everyone is so grouchy. If they're having dreams like that every night, that's awful.
I wonder if anybody else is sharing dreams, or just us.
I say we just busybody ourselves out to a skulker to find the boss skulker to find this green lady totem.
I agree. I suppose
we should probably do it as fast as possible.
I don't want to stay here any longer than I need to.
Yep. The longer we take, the less sleep we're going to have.
I don't know if I'm quite convinced that the green lady is the one behind this. But whatever attacked me in my dreams did come from the woods. So I think that's the right direction to go nonetheless.
I think it's a smart play to acknowledge that. But even if it's not her behind it, she'll probably understand it.
You said you guys talked to someone that said something about there's like a site that he was going to making offerings or something like that.
There's an altar, but he said that the woods can mess with you, and so he thought he remembered how to get there, but he may not remember. So that's why, like Will said, we got to go find the people that can help us find the other person that can help us find the altar.
He gave us directions too, but they were vague at best.
Right. We're going to take 3 lefts to make a right.
Yeah.
However that works. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
I don't want to sleep here again if we can avoid it.
So if you want to try to track down one of the skulkers, someone just give me a roll to see how long this takes. Asking around town, asking for direction. You know that there's 2 that are kind of in and around town. One of them, Riva, seems to be the most notable, but she is a recluse and lives within the wood itself and seems to know the wood the best. But not the easiest person to get a hold of. So if you're looking for one of the other 2 that might lead you to Riva, whoever wants to do it, and the rest of you can add text to assist, but someone lead the roll on this as you try to get the locals to point you to where this might be.
I think I'm more of an assist tag person in this kind of role.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
I can.
Okay.
I don't have the best things, but I do have like rumor monger find out the truth. So I think if I am
That's fine.
chatting with folks, I think I'm probably the best at that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've got
And
friends along the way.
Awesome.
Okay, so we'll say Dimity will lead the roll. Spoonbill, you'll add friends along the way. So that'll get an extra power. Slag, what are you going to add?
I would push for either curious or maybe deep thinker. Like, if people say, "Oh, I saw them there or there," I could put like a pattern together of like where they might be.
Okay, I think curious probably fits the easiest. So we'll say that. Mila, is there anything you want? Is there a tag you wanted to contribute?
I was gonna add share around, which is 1 tag from my stash of flask, which is my 2nd tag, just to loosen people up to dog.
We're just going to do, everyone who's assistant is just going to contribute the 1 tag.
Perfect.
So
I'll
that's too
just
much.
do share around then.
Yeah, so maybe you're asking here of the people, you're offering to buy them tea or coffee or whatever it is that they're eating. And then, Gwylt, did you want to add anything as well?
The closest I could think to try and argue for is I recently picked up traveling alongside companions under Hillcrester, kind of trying to like point to a lot of them, like, I'm going to need help getting these people through the woods. Please help us get in touch with them.
Okay, sure. We can add that. So there you go, Dimity. You're going to get +4 from your friends. Obviously, we still have a couple things working against you from the nature of the town, and whether or not you wanted to add any kind of weakness is your call. But go ahead and give that a roll. When you are ready.
I'll do assume to be manipulative because people don't trust why I'm asking things.
Sure. You don't even ask people their names.
Oh man, this is
Maybe
gonna
that one person
be
already
a 9.
talked trash about you before this day even started.
The needle worker already last night.
Okay.
Like she thinks she can hang out by the well and she can't even ask what my name is. How dare!
You got a 9, so that's going to be success with consequence. Here's the simple consequence: give yourself the status time passes 1. Okay, so it just takes a little bit longer. And then, we'll say that you're appointed to. Say you're appointed to Merrick the Wayfinder. Maybe somebody here in the Driftwood Inn will kind of point to them who's over by the causeway, by the dam where you came in. It's just that wide, low stone dam. It's stretching across the river. It's just above Beaver Falls and such. And they're like halfway between the towns, so it's sort of venturing further away from the Weald. But you do find them, and they were apparently, as they're walking back to town and you're walking out towards the dam, you can see that they are bringing back with them what looks like a series of small little hogs like that they have tied up. And he can see he's got a very tired looking face. And you see him by his description. Maybe he has like some kind of green hat that he wears, this kind of hooded hat. as he starts to walk past you. What do you say, Dimity, to flag him down?
Yes. Hi. We're actually looking for you. Actually. Hi.
Looking
Dimity.
for me?
Yes. Yes.
What are you? I don't know you people at all. Why are you looking for me?
Yeah, we're from out of town. We heard that we're looking for Riva, and you might be able to help us find her.
Does Riva know that you're looking for her?
You never know what Riva knows.
And he ponders that for a second.
I suppose that's true, but Riva doesn't really like visitors too much. That's why she doesn't live here in town. But what business are you going to see her for?
Well, so we were called to come out here to try to see what we could do to try to help everyone in town with whatever is going on. And so, step, Riva might be able to help. Not directly, but with the next step.
What's going on in town?
Oh, yes. Quite a bad thing, that is. Bad omens, bad dreams. Well, if you're looking to help out the town, I suppose I could get you to Riva's, but no further. I don't want to go too deep into the Weald itself. It's ornery these days.
What does that mean exactly? People say that, and I wonder what you mean when you say it's ornery.
What part of those words was unclear, though? The wood is very angry. Well, angry is not the right word. It just seems unsettled in some way, you know?
That's what I'm trying to understand. When my friend Spoonbill over here, he gets angry. I know he raises his voice. He may put his stein down sternly, but I don't know what it means when a wood gets angry.
I just said it's not so much anger as it's probably a bit ornery and unsettled, something's wrong with it. It's feeling out of sorts, you see, and you ever just been a bit ill-tempered, you didn't get a good night's sleep, you wake up the next day, you're not quite there, and everyone just sounds a little more irritating than they normally do, The smell of food doesn't make you hungry, it makes you nauseous. It's kind of like that, but with the wood,
Uh-huh. And Dimity is no more clear than she was before the conversation, but she nods.
He gets it.
He points over towards Gwylt.
He understands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you're looking to go now? I've got to return these hawks. They went to wandering. Someone opened up their pen last night. Probably one of the kids. So we got to make sure that they get back in, before they wander out later tonight again.
Do you want us to follow you, and maybe we can look around the pen and see if there's any footprints or anything around it?
Oh, you ever been around a pen before? There's all sorts of footprints and hoofprints and this print and that's not the most, it's not the place that's easy enough to find any kind of tracks and such. No, I don't think there's anything untoward or fanciful or strange. Just sometimes these days, people get up in the middle of the night and they do odd things. Sometimes they wander into the woods, sometimes they wander to the river, sometimes they stand atop the dam, and sometimes they open the fences of pens and they let out the animals so that they can go wandering. It's a strange time.
Yes, very, very much so. We can just wait for you here.
Well, how about this?
And he'll give you instructions to like a trailhead, at the start of the journey into the Aldenweald if you want. He can kind of tell you, meet me there in about an hour. Get whatever you need. If you need more supplies or something, now's the time to do it. It's not too far of a march, but you never know what kind of twists and turns the wood's gonna show you. So it might be 2 twists and a turn. It might be 4 turns and a twist. It's hard to say. So best prepare for everything.
Okay, we'll pack some food.
And a bit of drink. get kind of parched out there.
For sure. We will. Mila's got us pretty well covered with that. She's a brewer, you know.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. I'm not doing this for free. Why do for free something that someone would pay you for? There's a phrase in there somewhere, but I'm just so tired I can't quite get it out.
Yep. We will have provisions for you.
Well, good. All right. Now, come on, you pigs. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the pigs.
And he starts to lure them away. Okay, so you guys have an hour if you want to do any preparations before you head into the wood with this guy. Now would be the time to do it. So if you had any kind of rolls that you want to make, anything like that you wanted to try to get a temporary status or a temporary tag to take with you into the woods, now would be the time to do it if that is of interest to you. And if you don't want to do anything, that's fine too.
So you guys actually fought this thing in your dream, at least. I don't know if that's the actual form of whatever it is, but what was it like fighting it? Was it like anything we can do to deal with it better next time we encounter it?
Just not go to sleep. So maybe we get all the coffee grounds we can find and make sure we stay up all night while we're out there.
Smelling salt.
It didn't seem to have real form. So thinking of it was pushed back with words more than I would think swinging a blade at it would do anything. It's not meaty like us. Although, I don't know, you've got that fancy sword on you.
Who has that?
I'm trying to think.
Fancy sword.
Yeah,
From
the
the
one
first
from the
adventure.
bottom of the lake. Who knows what that fancy thing can do?
Maybe.
Who has that one?
I don't think I
we
do.
ever decided who took it.
Steven did.
I didn't take it. We put it
I
back
think-
in the chest, and then Mila
I
carried
think by
the
the
chest
story-
for a while.
You guys just left it back there. one of your crew must have taken it, you know? No, it's fine. One of you can have it. It's totally cool. I don't care. Just add to your just pick who. And don't overthink this. All I'm asking is you guys are literally about to go on a journey into the woods. Is there anything that you would like to take with you that you don't already have accounted for in your tags? Meaning, do you want to try to sort of collect some extra supplies so you can give yourself an extra status to maybe use later? Do you want to get some rope? Do you want to get an extra pack? Do you want to get extra food? These are things that you could do with a quick roll. And we just see, and then if so, you give yourself status, you give yourself a tag, and so that can then be useful later if you come across sort of a journey issue or something like that.
I want to get chalk and flour and just all sorts of random stuff we can use to mark, because they said we were getting kind of lost or whatever. So bits of colored rope we can tie around a tree, chalk, just any number of things and different ways we can mark our path.
Do we want to do another group roll so you can guys combine your tags, and then we'll do it like a detailed roll, and for every bit of power you have, then you can just kind of spend your power to buy extra stuff, or do you want to separate this?
Like doing it together.
I think together and having a supplies basket of power.
Okay.
I
don't really have anything good
I
for
will
buying.
Contribute Sasha, who can carry a lot.
Of course you would.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's put together a little pool. It's a quick shopping montage. We're not going to play this out. So let's put together a pool. Who wants to roll it? Do we want Spoonbill to roll it, or do you want somebody else?
Does anyone have tags? The only tag I can think of that would help with shopping might be well traveled, or friends along the way, or something like that on talking to people. But okay. You probably have more
Slag, I'll take the lead.
tags.
Okay.
Yep.
So Slag, I would argue that he because he is a blacksmith, he's used to buying supplies and knowing like what a project takes, and planning things out in that way, making sure that you have everything before you start. He would be inventive with his resources, making sure that he's thinking outside the box to cover everything. And he's also a deep thinker, so he would thoroughly plan it.
You only have an hour, though, so deep thinking sounds like it would actually work against you in this situation.
But he's doing the deep thinking throughout the hour. Like, as he's going, he's continuously getting deeper and deeper in thought.
Deep hour.
I'll let you have
one of those.
2 of those 3. You can pick whichever 2. They're all kinda. Pick 2 of them, and we'll call it even.
You can throw pierce through deceit maybe to help if someone's trying to upcharge you or haggling too much.
So you get a +1 from Spoonbill.
Sasha can carry a lot, +1 from me.
Okay. Mila, do you have a tag you want to add?
Yeah, Blessed Brewing, where I'll make something for the general store to barter.
Just to trade it out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Gwylt, anything you want to add?
I'm glad I picked up this deck. I'll probably go with traveling alongside companions, just giving practical advice of things that will help the group.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll yours, Slag. You got your 2, and then you get +4 from your friends. I'm still going to be adding the negatives from the people here.
And I think it's only fair to say that I still have the super sus status from bad roll last session, where I looked like I might have been robbing someone, which would probably apply
I think
if
that's
I'm
fair.
trying to gather resources.
Okay. I think that's fair. That'll go away once you get in the woods, but I think for now we'll keep it.
Okay, that is an 8.
Okay. So you're going to end up with a total of 3 power to spend. So that's still a success, which means that you could probably make 1 tag, and then you can do like maybe a status at level 1. So you could do something along the lines of, you could just get chalk like Spoonbill wanted. You just find some chalk, and that could be your tag. And then you could just do like supplied 1. Which is like a more
that's
general.
what I was going to say, like well-equipped, supplied. Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Okay. All right. So the chalk will last you longer. The supply stuff might get scratched at some point. Okay. So we'll say we see a montage of you going to various places, all of you kind of spreading out, asking for this, asking for that. Like there's haggling that goes on. Some stuff isn't even in stock. Other people just kind of slam their doors on you here and there. Others kind of, too hard of a bargain. But you do come back to this trailhead on the outskirts of town, and you do find there's Merrick, the Wayfinder. So I'm going to go ahead and put this. I'm going to put him as a tag on our sheet, our scene tag. So I'm going to put Merrick Wayguide. He is a tag that you all can. Hang on, that's not right. I made him a status, my bad. So that you all can potentially tap into at some point. So he's just going to be Merrick, okay? And he sees you coming up, and he sees like the meager offerings that you've brought, supplies 1. And he's like, okay, well, that'll get you to Riva, but try to ration it off a bit. I hope none of you are too hungry, and keep that goat away from the supplies. You don't want the goat eating too much. Yeah.
We're gonna keep good care of this goat. Man, those nightmares are really, really bad. As we're like starting to walk, Dimity's making conversation.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna move you guys to a new scene. Right.
The goat was walking supplies, like that's why we kept it around.
Like he has like stuff on his back and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's a pack goat that can also be eaten at a later date if necessary.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I'm glad you told me now, because otherwise there could have been a very bad mistake later on in the campaign.
Oh dear.
It's okay.
Yes,
I'm
Chad,
not going to kill you in
blasphemy,
your sleep
indeed.
tonight.
We're not going to sleep.
Okay.
We got the coffee. We got the coffee, right? Did we not have enough for the coffee? Gosh darn it. I don't want to go to sleep later.
Guys do have supplied 1. Kind of covers some general stuff. Okay. So you guys start plunging into the forest for a bit. And at first, it's just your average, everyday forest. Really nothing about it that stands out. Oaks and beech and pine and such kind of mixed about here and there. Some large, some saplings. You can see there's patches here and there where some woodcutters have worked, but it doesn't look like that they've done like a full carpeting of the place. Like they haven't fully just went to town anywhere. But they seem to do things at a little bit more of a small segmented piece by piece place. You pass by a few folks early on who kind of wave at you and maybe call out Merrick's name. And when you hear them exchange a few words and he says, they're going into the wood, and they kind of look at you a little askance. But nonetheless, you kind of push off. As you start pushing in, you start to see that the leaf color is pretty irregular at times. You see they're flame colored, which seems slightly out of season. You can see like this vibrant moss and lichen carpeting the dirt. You can definitely see these like age-old roots that are coming up out of the earth, and trees that are so tall that you can't quite see to the top. And they're constantly swaying in this like heavy breeze. And then you see some leaves flicker down and some spores and other bits of dust and debris. And you get rays of sunlight coming down. And more than once you hear the sounds of shuffling that maybe get your head to turn this way. Something that almost sounds like whispers and your head turns the other way. You see these dark patches, these recesses of vegetation between some of the taller trees. And then you see them kind of moving around a little bit, but then kinds of quiet down. Who do we think would be taking lead? Obviously Merrick is going to be helping you, but who do we think is like kind of up front with him? Trailblazing, pathfinding, working their way through.
Probably Spoonbill would be up there. He does a lot of traveling. Like is well traveled is one of his main tags. So,
okay,
definitely he'd be up front.
So, yeah, you all get the sense more than once that there's something, like you get that feeling of being watched. Like you look in maybe a knot in a tree, or you look up at a branch, maybe you see the tail of a squirrel just disappear behind a sapling here or there. You just get the sense that there are eyes on you in some way. And then after you took like maybe a late morning break, catch your breath, get some water, get your bearings, you can tell Merrick is scratching his head here and there and trying to make sense of a few things. Spoonbill, you're looking around and you're fairly certain that off to your left here, just a little ways, there are a couple moss-covered trees that you think they just moved. Like you hear a shuffling, and then you look over your shoulder, and you swear that those trees have moved in such a way. And then you look back to the group, and then you hear the shuffling again. You look back, and suddenly the pathway that Merrick was taking you on is much narrower than it was a second ago. It's like every time you look away, the trees move. What do you think you do here, Spoonbill?
I think he would keep kind of messing with that a little bit. He would be looking to his side, kind of testing if it seems like it's aware. He'd just be quickly like darting his head left and right, seeing if he can catch anything, seeing if anyone else seems to be picking up on it before he says anything.
All right. Give me some kind of particular pool for like perception of some kind, right? Yep. Something to really keenly observe nature around you.
Okay. I've got the sight. Maybe discern magic if it's like, because trees are not normally supposed to move, so maybe it's some sort of illusory thing going. So you'd be kind of trying to look for that.
Okay.
That's really all I can think of from my tags. Those two.
Okay. Sure. Give that a roll. I'm going to have one thing that's very thick undergrowth, kind of hard to see at times. So
Yep.
I will add that against you. But give it a roll.
Yep. Do that.
Oh, great roll.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right. That's double
Amazing.
sixes. Okay.
Sweet.
So you, as you're trying to time it in such a way, you're able to turn at like such a speed and then kind of fake it out that you do in fact see like the roots themselves of the tree kind of feel forward and just sort of grow a little further. And you can tell that they are very much moving. When you look at the tree itself and you squint to kind of tap into your sight, not only does this tree seem to have a magical aura surrounding it of some kind, everything as far as you can see does. Every tree, every branch, every leaf, every speck of moss or lichen, everything in here seems to be imbued with some kind of magical aura. In some strange ways, it almost looks connected. It's like they don't have separate auras, but rather this like continuous singular continuity between them. It gives you this idea that like it's not just one or two trees that might be spying on you or moving or shuffling, but rather the forest in its own right. Like it is one large thing, at least in this area. But you're able to stare at it long enough that those roots die back down.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to try to push forward anymore. It leaves a very narrow path through the undergrowth, but it's still, at least a path remains. Yeah.
No, so with that, and it being that connected and that aware of us, I'm kind of wanting to lean towards like doing our best to communicate we're not a threat to the forest, I guess, like making sure we're not stepping on things we don't have to, that we're not doing anything destructive, breaking down things, snapping things that we don't have to. I'm going to kind of be making sure everyone else does that too, and like I'm going to be calling that out, making sure people aren't doing things. I still don't know if I want to. I'll mention something like, I think I hear something, but I don't want to freak people out by saying like, I think the forest is alive and it might be mad at us. So, yeah, that type of thing. I just want to try and do our best as while we're traveling to communicate we're not antagonizing the forest, that we're just traveling.
Spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let Gwylt know not to have his goat like chewing on that bush over there, or maybe be careful where you sit or something like that. Okay.
No for you, Biscuit. Just me.
Meh. Meh.
No, that's okay. You can have some too.
Spoonbill, I'll just step where you step. So we just all like step in each other's footprints, and then we just make one set of footprints that we all follow, except for Biscuit. And Biscuit will have his own, but all the rest of us will just follow in the steps.
I could ride on Biscuit and reduce the steps.
As
Perfect.
little disruption as possible, I think would do us well. Something uneasy about this.
Okay. So you guys press forward as best you can, trying not to step anywhere that you shouldn't. A little while later, though, you do find yourselves kind of caught in a little bit of a problem, because you find yourselves almost waist deep in this infinite swath of these lush ferns and this forest vegetation that the path that you were walking disappeared into. And so you find yourselves having to, as carefully as you can, kind of like wade between them, twist and turn your bodies, kind of split up here and there so you're not trudging over too many at once. And at one point, as you all fan out just a little bit,
Mila, you are underneath these immensely tall and towering trees, and you are trying to navigate through this shrubbery, and you can't really even see the ground beneath you. And then you start to hear like ruffling a few feet from you, and you hear the sounds of whispers, maybe murmuring. You hear like, and you see the ferns kind of shuffle near you. What do you do in this situation?
My instinct is to see what is causing that noise. So I'd like to go towards it, and move the ferns aside and stuff.
Okay. So yeah, you go towards it and you start ruffling the ferns, move them to the side, and all of a sudden, sort of jumping out from behind this fern, you see a creature suddenly appear and grows a little bit taller than you thought maybe at first, because the fern and this vegetation was about waist high. But now you see a creature has almost like standing as tall as it possibly can. It's like a large sheep. And you can see that it's got a mixture of like black and white furs, this long, like arcing, twisting tail. And it raises its hindquarters and kind of turns slightly, and it makes itself like just look bigger and bigger in this kind of threatening posture. What do you do, Mila?
Oh, does it see me?
Oh yeah, you're like 3 feet from it, and it's literally on its hindquarters in this sort of threatening posture. Its backside kind of turned, and its tail raised up.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'm gonna head back through the ferns and try to get back to my group.
Okay, so give me put together a pool for like running quickly away.
Shitless.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a pool for like running away quickly through like really heavy vegetation. Like whatever you think might contribute to that.
I think strong as an ox, test of strength, and drunken master brawling, because it's just the instinct.
I think the first two make sense. You're not fighting it though. I don't think brawling. But the first two, I think, because you're like pushing stuff down and everything. Okay. And let me double check. I'm going to have two things. There's going to be two things working against you. Give me 1 second. One is just its thick undergrowth, which is just a pretty standard thing for this area.
Yeah.
And then...
would you also take sharing the burden, since I am trying to get back to my group?
I don't really think you're sharing the burden here. I think you're just running away.
Okay.
He's trying to share the burden of this creature attacking us all.
You're trying to bring this gigantic skunk creature over towards you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll. I think there should be -3 against you.
Quick roll or detailed?
Let's just make it a quick, because it's based upon what you're trying to do. Yeah, because you're not really trying to punch it. You're just trying to get away.
Yeah. Oof.
Okay. So that is a fail. That looks like a 5 total. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say you turn and you try to run, and maybe you just immediately trip over this root in the ground that you can't see, and you find yourself falling down into the bush. By the time you scramble up, this creature is like spraying, in the process of spraying some kind of rancid liquid from the hindquarters, the rear of its body, beneath its tail. Give yourself the status, or I can actually do this for you, Putrid Stench 2. As this, or excuse me, Putrid Stench 4. My bad. It's even worse than that.
Wow.
Let's see what
Oh God!
I just dropped it out of you.
Really need
So
to add insult to injury on this.
And I'll say at this point, who's gonna be closest? Slag. You suddenly hear a thump, and you look over and you see where Mila was to your left. She is like scrambling and trying to get up, and there's a large black and white furry creature, the size of a big sheep, that has just launched some kind of liquid, and it's coating Mila now, and she is just seems to be under fire. Slag, what do you do as it looks like this thing is snarling at her a bit as well?
I will throw my hammer at it, my blacksmith hammer. I don't want to get close to it. And I'm hoping that I can just scare it away as much as anything.
I like it.
So, actually, no, maybe not throw it. I want to take my blacksmith hammer and I want to take my cedar shield that has like the metal band around it. And I just want to start like banging the hammer on the metal
Making
to
loud
try and
noises.
make a clang to try and scare it away.
Okay. I am going to... Okay, so I think that sounds great. Put together a pool, and make this a detailed roll. I'm going to undo the thick undergrowth because I don't think that's going to impede you in this situation, but I am going to keep its aggressive 2 status, as it's feeling pretty good about itself right now.
All right, so I'm using my hammer, using my shield. The shield is reinforced against shattering, which is that metal band that I'm saying. And then I'd like to argue for good quality ore to make a nice ring to it as well.
Sure, you can have it. You can have it. Okay.
All right. Rolling. There we go. That's a 10. That's a 10.
Okay, and you have a 10, and you had how much total power?
2 power.
All right, you want to just put that towards scaring it, you said?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so you make this sound, and as it's like kind of making itself bigger and snarling and looking like it's going to do something even more to Mila, it suddenly hears the sounds of your clattering and looks up in your direction, giving Mila an opportunity to scramble out from the line of fire. But it does not seem entirely deterred as it starts to come at you at this point. It's like you see it kind of closing in, and we'll say, Gwylt, you now notice that with the sounds of the clanking that Slag is making, that Mila is kind of being semi-chased by some large skunk-like creature, and she is also like dripping in some kind of fluid. You can see that Slag is trying to just kind of scare it away, like shoot, smash, right? And that definitely has caused it to be a bit more hesitant, but it is kind of slow, like it is kind of slowly creeping forward and getting bigger and bigger, very territorial. Like, what do you think you would want to do, Gwylt?
I think I'll double down on what Slag's doing. I'll try to assist with that because actually I've got part of being foul-mouthed is I also have scare them away. So I'm just going to start shouting profanities at it, screaming as loud as I can. I'm going to hop up on Biscuit, and Biscuit's pretty sure-footed. I'm going to try and find some place where I can kind of, hop up to higher ground to kind of do the whole thing like you're asserting dominance by being in a higher position than it where you're screaming down at it, and try to help out with scaring it away.
I think it all sounds great.
But I think
I'm going to keep it aggressive. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to click on Headstrong because I don't think Biscuit wants to get close to the skunk. Which,
okay,
he's smarter
that
than I
sounds good.
am.
It is fairly aggressive. So I'm going to keep its aggressive to working against you.
Fair. Are we doing quick or detailed? I'm sorry.
All right. Make it a detailed roll. Yeah, please.
Okay, we'll do.
You guys are fighting a skunk. Sort of. Oh no, it's terrible.
Skunk. Oh God.
Oh no. Oh.
Absolute dog poop on that roll. There we go.
Ooh. That was a
Okay.
1 and a 2 for a roll for a total of
It was
4.
just barely not a double one.
Okay.
It was almost as bad as it could have been.
You
I'm
like
gonna be
hopped
smelly.
up on. You like hopped up on top of like a root of some kind. Right?
Yeah.
And you were trying to make a lot of noise and scare it away and such. And as you climb on top of this root, the root kind of shifts underneath you a little bit. And you watch as like one of the tendrils slightly comes free. It almost looks like it tries to wrap for a second, but then it goes limp. Give yourself the status Forest. I'll give it to you. Forest Attention 1, as you feel like in the process of like stomping on top of this root and making this noise, that you've actually drawn the attention of the forest itself in some fashion. So I'll drag that onto your sheet.
Okay.
1 sec. I have it somewhere.
Yay.
All right, there we go. All right. Meanwhile, now this thing is now directly. It's like chasing after Mila. Mila has made it back to Slag. Slag, as Mila gets near you, give your. I think you're supposed to give yourself. Let me double check. You get a tag.
Awful.
It smells so bad.
Like nauseous one or something.
And it
Give
doesn't
yourself
look
disgusted
much better.
too.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that is a minimum because it looks
Yeah.
horrific.
Good.
It looks
I-
like kind of mucusy and just
Ew.
I got a special improvement that I would like to invoke here if I can.
Okay.
For my punishment enduring, I took the improvement numb. Once per session, you may become numb. For the rest of the scene, whenever you take a harmful physical status that is of a lower tier than one you already have, ignore it. Oh, damn. I don't have one already. Never mind. That doesn't work.
I will
so
say,
I just-
given your build and the way you kind of, I'll give you an opportunity to mitigate the roll, because you have like punishment enduring and stuff like that. I know that's a lot of your character's concept, right? And this is pretty nasty. So I'll say if you wanted to,
I really
roll
just
a
wanted to like
mitigation-
just gripe about my trait. I'm not really worried about actually taking the trait. I just wanted to say I was numb to it, so it's fine. I'll take the 2.
Okay. So
Thank you, though.
I'll say, Dimity, you're next. As you now see, Mila is like raced over towards where Slag is making noises. Gwylt is now on top of like a nearby root making noises. And there is this like wild black and white massive skunk that is chasing down Mila and is now standing firmly in between like Slag and Mila and Gwylt, and is now started to raise its hindquarters once more. Dimity, what would you like to do before this thing unloads again?
So there's a couple of things that I would like to do, and if it's too much to do in one, feel free to let me know. So my thought is, as I am wont to do, send Sasha in to do the dirty work. So Sasha has both can carry a lot and cleanup duty. So what I would like for Sasha to do is run in, grab Mila, and start like wiping her down, because I'm hoping that maybe once Mila doesn't smell so like targeted, that might help something, or at least help all of the rest of us not all be disgusted too.
Okay. So 2 things I would want to call out to you just so you can make your decision. First, it's in between all 3 of them now. It's quite likely that this could spray on all of them. And so by just saving Mila, you might still subject Slag and Gwylt to this. The other thing I would say is I'm not sure that that's addressing the threat of it. Like, you're not preventing it from firing it. You're maybe just getting Mila out of the line of fire, which is fine. But that would not necessarily mean it. Like, even if you succeed, I would still deliver consequences. I'm just going to be transparent about that, because like there's nothing you're doing that's preventing it from spraying again. So it's your call.
And I think that's fine, because really like the things that I am built to do is probably not anything that I would kind of directly. So I'm kind of going in the mitigation knowing that like things may still happen.
Okay. So put together a roll then to try to get Mila out of the way. That is the goal here, but unfortunately that will leave Slag and Gwylt much more open to this potential problems here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they've got some tags that can help in the mitigation after the fact.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably let them mitigate too, since this is going to be in response to somebody else's roll, whereas like Mila got the consequence from failing her own roll, so I'll probably allow them to mitigate. All right, give it a go.
Okay.
That's a great roll.
That is holy crap. That can't possibly be right. Hold on. I didn't count harrowed 3.
Okay.
Which
that's
really
a
should
good
come
point.
into play.
I forgot that. We should have had that with Gwylt too, but we're well past that roll. Okay, so that would be a 13 total. You're still looking great, but it does mean that you only have 2 power to spend.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can just say. You could just kind of introduce like a temporary tag to say that Mila is protected. Something like that.
Is there a way to drop Mila's stank 4 down to stank 2?
Unfortunately, no, there isn't.
No.
Not with that roll.
Thank
You would
you.
need to find some kind of concoction to help with that. I'm not sure if you've ever been around a skunk before, but it isn't just a wipe it down.
There's lots
a
of
whole
chats
stuff to
about. We forgot to
Tomato
pack tomato
juice.
juice.
Yeah.
That's part of our supply.
Classic.
Okay, so then
okay.
I will just say distance 2 that Mila is now protected
Sure.
and away from.
That's fine. Okay, so this thing is nonetheless going to unleash, even though one of its targets has been removed from its range. Slag and Gwylt, you just see this spread, this blast come out, covering each of you. Slag, Gwylt, Biscuit. I'm going to allow both of you to do a mitigation roll, however, because you see it coming.
Okay.
This isn't your own set. So let's do these one at a time. Gwylt, what do you want to do to try to mitigate this?
Okay, so I'm trying to think of
Try to
tags
dodge out
that I
of the
did
way.
use before. I mean,
Okay.
so I used Biscuit's tag itself earlier, but he can do like a running leap, like just trying to jump out of the way of this thing.
Okay.
I've got good reflexes.
You can use tags that you used
Okay.
before. This consequence isn't being delivered from a roll that you did. This is
Okay.
like more of an AoE effect that you just happen to be part of. So you're welcome to use Biscuit's tags and stuff like that too.
I might do that. I might do Biscuit and his running leap. I've got my own good reflexes and rugged tenacity. But I think I should be clicking Herald 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think in this
You
case it
mentioned
makes
that
sense, especially since you're leaping with Biscuit.
Okay.
And from the nightmare, that's how he, like you're leaping off of a big old root
Yeah.
here. Okay.
And obviously, maybe I'm not taking this
so yeah.
seriously as I should, because I'm going to try and click a disadvantage every time I can. I can handle it.
Okay. All right. Go for it. And it's still aggressive, so I'm still letting its aggressive ride on this case.
Okay.
Actually, no, I wouldn't be on. It wouldn't be on this roll. Let me-
Charmin, you also
Okay.
have Harrowed.
He
Oh, yeah, I
added it.
clicked
He
Herald.
added it.
Okay.
All right, give it a go.
Click it,
Aggressive, I don't
and-
think is going to apply on this part. Okay, that's a good roll. It's a 9.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so what I'll say is you're able to dodge out of the way. So I'm going to say instead of maybe you taking the pungent stench 4, because I feel like if you get hit by it, you get hit by it. Like it's either all or nothing. So I'll say since you're leaping, maybe the consequence is like you stumble and give yourself like a bruise 2, but with the power you can buy it down to like maybe just bruised 1. So you just kind of get bruised as you land down. I think that's fair. Okay.
Will do.
And then we go to Slag, who is also in the blast zone. What
And
would you like
who
to
is
do?
not smart enough to dodge out of the way. So I have a shield. I see something spraying towards me. I would raise my shield and try to hide behind it as best as possible. So I'd like to call on my shield, and I'm going to
Yes.
burn it for the extra power. Because that kind of makes sense that if it's being hit
Ooh.
by a smell,
Okay.
it's going to be pretty freaking awful.
You're not going to want to use it for a
I'm
while.
going to use it. I love it.
Okay, that I was
Just
going to
gonna,
say
like,
like,
just gonna throw
why
that
would
over there?
you do that?
Yeah.
And then you
I might
explained
just
it,
make
and
a
it
new
makes
shield
perfect
at the
sense.
end of the adventure, you know?
Yep. Well, this is ruined.
And then also call on punishment enduring and ignore pain.
Yeah, all that makes sense.
You're not getting that smell out.
Oh,
That's another good
Its
roll
way to
there.
wood.
Bad roll. So it is a 7, so it's success and consequences.
because you burned the shield, you actually
So
succeeded
you can still
on that 1 and
you
3.
can still buy it down. Okay, so you're standing behind it. So I think in your case we can just buy it down and say only a little bit maybe gets in your hair, and so we'll give you like pungent stench 1 And so you can smell a little bit. You're not nearly as bad as Mila, but because your act was not to dodge out of the way, we'll say there's a little bit left. But yeah, you can buy it out with that 3 power.
Narratively,
The shield, however,
sense.
has stank 3.
The shield
It's
is
going in a
so
plastic
stank.
bag. It's going to be put in the corner of
plastic.
the closet.
Plastic. Rustic fantasy. Just gonna leave that there for now. All right, Spoonbill. I'm gonna come back to you. You can definitely see that this creature has caused all sorts of chaos. You can see Gwylt and Mila are dodging all over the place, and this thing is just like running around crazily now, and is just like trying to launch more and more of its sense. It's like territory. Like this is its pasture. So what do you want to do, Spoonbill, to try to help scare this thing even further away?
Are there any? Is there any like water source or anything nearby? Is there like a creek or stream or anything like that?
No, you guys have been wandering through a very thick, like a large, lush thicket of ferns. So there's no pond or stream in immediate vicinity.
Okay. I think I want to try because how big is it? It was like raising itself
It's
up.
like a large sheep,
thing.
and it's definitely trying to make itself look bigger. You can see it's like trying.
Okay. I want to match that energy and just try and also be big and try and scare it off doing that same thing. So I'm going to pick my walking stick up and squat and just go on.
You do like the sand people thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly that.
All right. Put together a pool.
I don't think I'm good at it, but
I'm
maybe
gonna wipe
tenacious.
the party with a skunk. A giant
Right?
skunk.
That we could have
Tenacious.
just run away and been out of his territory and like been okay.
You started well with a scared too. You just haven't been able to.
Yeah.
You guys know how the game works. There's limits.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
close,
Yeah.
but not quite there.
I'll say tenacious and trusty walking
Okay.
stick. I'm using it to kind of like be up and threatening and more profile. Maybe well traveled. I've come across wild animals in my time traveling about and try and scare them off or know how to interact with them in a way.
All right. One thing you guys haven't really tapped in. You can use Merrick if you wanted. Have him help do a coordinated
Sure.
scare. You'd like to do
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Absolutely. I'll tap into him too.
All right.
Cool. So that would be a modifier 1 in addition to that.
I already added him. I have a tag
Okay.
ready for him, so he should add to your roll.
Cool. I will give it a roll.
That looks pretty good.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. All right. So with your 13 plus, with your 4 power, like
Hell yeah.
the two of you together making sounds, and he's doing kind of the same thing you are. He's got a walking stick out, and he's shouting at it and such here and there, and kind of smashing the stick against the ground. Eventually, you see this thing like stop darting between all of your people, trying to squirt the stench on it, and just races back towards the fern that Mila originally found it at, and kind of dives down in. You see him, the rustling still happen. It's still alive, obviously. It just runs away from you.
Yeah.
But it does leave you now in a very foul smelling area, especially anybody near Mila, and she smells so bad. It's hard to quite put
I know
into
we're not
words.
supposed to split the party, but maybe, with extenuating circumstances, just for like an arc or two.
Is
You
the
just
wind on
hand
our
Mila the
front
shields.
or on our back? Because that will determine.
Where's
Yeah,
the
our marching
brain?
order is getting reconfigured.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
I am
Uh,
going to try and stay downwind after everyone.
Please and thank you.
Okay. I'm going to give since you guys are in truth probably going to travel together. Everyone's going to be disgusted too during the
Okay.
time that you're traveling with her.
Okay.
As she is quite foul, and like you can smell her from a good like 20 yards away. Like, oh god, it seems to be. And Merrick is like, oh, it's like that's a shame. Oh god, it's not the easiest stench to remove, I'm afraid. There's various remedies. I don't know if we have
everything we need here.
Mila
Vinegar and
looks like she's about to start crying.
there's some pungent. Fablo sells some herbal pouches. These fungal herbal pouches. That certainly helps. Oh God, my eyes. Oh, it hurts. Oh God.
But yeah,
Mila,
yeah.
For you though, just I think you may want to just take you can take my ration of beer for the night, and I think maybe if you're just a little gone, maybe you just won't smell yourself so much, and maybe that'll help.
And if you're a little gone, like, just sleeping a little bit further away, then we won't smell it as much either. Just a little gone.
You're one to talk. You put your shield right out there. That's also gonna. Why don't you walk back there with Mila, and we'll just leave that going on back there.
Or Mila can carry your shield, and then they're both back there.
Spoonbill, you are that brain of yours. That's why we're such good friends.
Good.
We need to find like a flower bed or something that we can, you know how you do in the snow when you like flip the shield upside down and then like go sledding. If we find some like a patch of flowers or something, and then we can just like run like Mila down, and then the shield will smell better, and then Mila, maybe you also will too.
Right, so we're trying not to piss off the forest, but we're just going to ruin all the flowers with the stink shield.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Sorry
a good
about
idea.
that. No,
Some
you're right.
sacrifices do need to be made. I don't know if it's a bad idea.
But no, fair. We don't want to get attacked by more things. So, yep. Nope, never mind. No fun shield sledding for you, Mila.
Slag does hand his shield over to Mila.
Hear any of it?
Okay, so now that you guys have scared this large skunk away, and some of you smell very bad, and some of you are a little nauseous and disgusted, and the scent of you is so easy to pick up, you continue trudging further on. You can definitely tell Merrick is moving at a slightly faster pace and is trying to keep distance between him and Mila and Slag. So like Spoonbill, if you're ever up there with him, or Gwylt, he's just like, a little faster. Quickly now. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. But at a certain point, you guys do notice, let's see, who's up with him right now? Gwylt, we'll say it's you. You and Merrick are kind of up ahead, trying to get as much fresh air as you can. When you see standing beneath like these two saplings that kind of come together, and you see the branches kind of intertwining, you see a disheveled hermit, kind of dressed in clothes of not cloth but bark and vine, and you can see that her hair is strewn with all sorts of these herbs and leaves. And you can see she has this clearly self-made walking stick of some kind. And there's just this bed of leaves that have fallen from the larger trees that are towering over these two saplings. And she calls out to you, and she says, "Turn around. This is my section of the wood. I shall not take trespassers today. Off with you, or face my wrath."
We don't want your wrath, and we don't want to trespass. There's some moron who made a mistake at a shrine of the Green Maiden, and we're trying to fix his stupid mistake because all the morons back in town are having nightmares. And if they're having nightmares, it's not your problem now. It'll be your problem eventually. You don't want those jerks coming here, so just help us help you not to deal with those assholes.
All right, well, you don't have to get so angry about it. It's just trying to make sure that my area of the wood is well protected, you know?
Right.
I'm not stomping into your home and trying to trespass. I don't think I quite particularly cared for your tone.
That's fair. They just rubbed me the wrong way back there. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, they're a bunch of nincompoops, so that makes perfect sense.
Right? Barking idiots, all of them.
Oh, all of them, especially the one standing next to you. Look at him. He calls himself a way guide. Look at him cowering behind you.
And you can see, like, Merrick did kind of take a little step back to let you do the talking at that point.
I'll tell you what, good looking. What you got in that pack of yours? You got anything useful for ladies such as myself?
Let's see. I don't carry a whole lot of things. If you care to do some reading, I've got a tome you could look at. I've got a map of some game trails around the area. I don't know. I'll just let you take a look in it. You see if you got anything you like. Now, what else?
A map, you say? Game trails, you say? You give me the map, and I'll let you and yours go through.
I'll give you the map, but we're actually hoping for your help on finding that Reed Maiden's. There's a place where people do the offerings, and some moron back there did the wrong sort of offering. That's probably got the forest all angry.
Merrick leans into you. That's not Riva. I don't know who that is.
Oh. Okay. I didn't really know who you were. But nonetheless,
Well,
if
you
you know
didn't
anything
ask
about...
my name, did you? You just started yelling at me and taking things out. It's Oda is my name, if you must know. You know?
Okay.
Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
This asshole is Gwylt, and I'm terribly sorry.
Ah.
And was that Una or Nuna?
Well, it's Ona. You must
Okay.
know.
I must know, because it's a wonderful name, and I'm glad to hear it. I'm sorry for being such an asshole.
Well, I picked it myself, because I never knew my parents, and they didn't give me one, so I had to take one. Because that's what they said in the towns, that you got to have names, so I gave a name. Huh?
It's a good one.
Now about that map.
Oh, here you go.
So, if you would like, you can scratch the map,
Okay.
scratch that tag, and you can get a pathway forward if you like.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. You start to move forward.
No, don't step there. And don't step there. Don't step there. Now be careful there. There and there. Haha.
And you realize as you start to move past that she has arrayed this pasture area with all sorts of traps, and she's just kind of pointing so that you don't step into them. But she snatches the map out of your hands.
The Green Lady, okay. That's where you're going. I don't suppose I'll be seeing you again then. Goodbye, precious.
And she just turns around, and you can see
Right.
she starts walking away, and she's just laughing over her shoulder as she goes.
Bye to you too, Una. Would have had Biscuit here give you a nuzzle, but you just want to go walking away. It's fine.
I don't like goats.
Ma'am, is there anything that you want to tell us about the Green Maiden?
No?
And then she keeps walking.
Are you sure?
I'm quite sure, yes.
Okay, had to ask.
You've got your path forward. I've got the map. It was a square deal. Quit pushing.
Okay.
She already
Thank
said she
you.
doesn't like goats. Let's just let it go.
Oh, for shame. Not someone we want to get to know better then.
I mean, she's got good
Demon
taste in men.
creatures they are.
And she's calling all this out as she's walking away.
Well, thankfully we were
NPC
already walking in each other's footsteps, so this will be easy to just keep doing that.
Sure.
I love
Yeah,
an NPC that aggressively refuses lore.
I like how it's the second time Divinity is called out as someone walks away. Hey, help us. No. I don't want to.
She is an invasive busybody, so
It's super funny.
Good.
on brand.
We didn't get your name, and you're not going to. Oh, I laughed when I was listening to that. Okay. So you guys continue onward. It's starting to get a bit dark. And you find yourself on this winding path, descending a bit. you notice that there's a bit of a stirring above you, and you can see that birds have started to like flutter and chirp on all these different branches. And like it takes a little longer as you start hearing chirping, and eventually you see, it's almost like a deja vu moment where you think you see Una again, but it's not. You see another figure, very thin figure, and they're sitting up ahead on this kind of smooth rock. There is a fire that is crackling and that they're tending, but you can also notice it's producing like next to no smoke. You don't really see any plumes, but you can tell at a distance because of the way the fire hits the body that they're dressed in pretty standard clothing. You can see linens and leathers and such, all sorts of village garb and stuff. None of it looks in particularly good repair. It looks very old and worn and patched here and there with all sorts of like bits of bark and in little things that can be found in the forest itself. And you can see over top of the fire there is a small pot that she seems to be stirring, and you get this smell of like roots and apples that seems to be wafting away. And strangely enough, the chirping continues, and you see that there are birds that are perched like right on her shoulders and on her arms, and definitely on the ground around her. And they're all kind of looking on as if they're waiting to get their share of this meal. And whoever's out front will say at this point, it's Slag. Merrick will say, that's Riva, right there, with the birds. She's, you probably don't. Better off than that, whoever that was back there. She's reasonable. She's sort of reasonable. And as you approach, you can see the birds start making more and more noises, Slag, to the point where like you can see Riva looks up in your direction, and she absolutely sees you. What do you think Slag does by way of hailing her down? What's your first impression here?
He doesn't have any weapons at hand or anything, so he would just do the like hands up and just like one arm up and waving to try and like say like, we see you and we're trying to talk to you, essentially. Maybe just gently calling out, hello there.
And she'll look and kind of turn her head a little bit this way. And you notice like a couple of the birds like literally mimic her head and like kind of turn in parallel with her. And then she calls out,
Is that you, Merrick? Who are you bringing to my doorstep? You don't actually have a door there, Riva. It's a figure of speech. Who is this? Who is this bumbling fool here? It smells like metals.
My name is Slag. If you need a door, I could craft you one.
What do I need a door for? I don't have walls.
You don't have
either.
one.
I don't
I
got
can
walls.
build those too.
I don't need them.
Well, I'm just offering if you wanted them.
All right.
I'm Dimity. She just like pokes out around.
So glad we got that piece of information. Oh, all right. You brought a whole... Is the rest of the village with you? Jeez, Louise. What is this?
as you see,
We could use your help
My help with what?
finding the green lady.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. All right, you best come closer. Don't got a lot of food, though. The birds get first dibs. So you better have brought your own.
We did bring her around a little bit.
And Dimity eats like a bird anyways. And Sasha doesn't even eat.
It's true,
I'll
I
eat
haven't
mud.
eaten for 3 weeks. I had to eat one of my shoes. She wouldn't give me food.
So yeah, she invites all of you for it.
Mila is still very much hanging back and looking fairly miserable.
Yeah, you notice like where you're standing, as you hang back, the birds all above you lift off and fly forward to different branches.
The grass wilts around her.
That tree just falls over. It's done. Okay. Gwylt, when you get close, you can see like the birds and Riva really start to stare you down a bit. And she says, looks like you've already got her attention. What did you do there, fella?
There's a big old fucking skunk thing, beastie sprayed my friend over there all nasty. Was trying to scare it off without hurting it, and it didn't do much good, and I guess me and my goat stomped on a root somewhere, and I don't think the forest liked it.
No, I don't suppose she did. But you got her attention. It's only going to get worse the deeper you go. If you're going to see her, you got to go very deep indeed. Why is it you want to go seeing her anyway?
Well, the town is very out of sorts and tired and nightmares, and we traveled all the way down here to try to see what we could do, and there's a story that maybe someone in town messed up an offering and made her mad, and that's why nobody slept for a very long time, and there's really, really scary nightmares. We've only been in town for one night, and we already had nightmares.
Was it that Jarko fella? That old big soft fool? I warned him not to go kissing up to Avia like that. You can't be striking deals. You don't treat with them, you don't parlay with them. It's bad luck. Oh, goodness. And now you're here to do it again? To compound the problem?
We can't just let it continue.
Why not?
To what end?
Whatever end it's gonna get to. It's not like we can do nothing about it. You're liable to make it worse as much as you're gonna make it better.
We've got to try to make it better.
Why?
Because we owe it.
People are suffering.
There is a wise woman up where we were from. She helped us with a curse. She asked us to come here, help here. We said we would. And if we say we're going to do something, we do it.
Goodness, a bunch of do-gooders over here.
One of you make a roll. Gwylt, you can do the roll, and then Dimity and Slag, since you two have been talking, you can add a tag to this if you like.
Okay. Oh no.
So yeah, put together and make it a tracked roll here.
I will offer find out the truth.
Oh god, I don't have a whole lot to put towards a social. I mean, I might try and click on find insecurities to see if there's something in particular about this that's Yeah. I just don't have a whole lot I can put towards it that I can think of.
Okay.
Like, I know one of yours is dispense bitter wisdom. Could that be that you're also okay with receiving bitter wisdom?
Yeah, maybe dispense bitter wisdom, that if we don't deal with this now, you're eventually going to deal with... Yeah, maybe I can try... I'll try and find insecurities to see maybe what she's really uncomfortable with. Dispense bitter wisdom, saying, like, we're not going... We may be the first Yahoos you've seen, but if you don't help us, we won't be the last. That's about all I can really think of. But yeah, I'll
and then Slag, what were you going to add?
Wisdom. Why not?
Could I would argue for sharing the burden because I'm going for the communal aspect since people are suffering, this is all our responsibility.
I think that makes sense. Yep. And Dimity, what are you arguing? What are you arguing?
I offered find out the truth.
Okay. So you got +2 from your friends. She's a bit surly, so that's going to work against you.
Okay.
So otherwise, you can roll when you're ready. Tracked outcome.
I'll
detail.
do it. I know I shouldn't.
Oh, what are you adding in?
I'm insensitive.
That's
like,
true.
if she's giving me guff, I probably at some point will be a little bit snippy. Detailed roll. Did you already
This
add in
does
+2?
Definitely feel like. I didn't do anything. I added in the
Okay, I'll do
negative
it.
from her surly. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It looks like a good roll.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's 13 on the roll with 3 power to spend. Do you just want to spend this all to convince her to help you? That's what you're looking to do? Okay. That is enough. She'll
At least
think
we're
a bit,
competent
and
morons.
She'll look to like either side. Competent. Half of you smell like you just got shat on by a dire skunk.
That's
There's
as good as you
12-year-old
can get.
children.
Those have got.
Yep.
There's
Because
12-year-old children back in the millside who know how to get away from one of those. I don't know how competent you are, but you're good-hearted and you mean well, so I suppose that counts for something. All right. I can help you a bit. I can show you the way to Jarko's altar if you want to try to make it, but that's as far as I go. And, since you've already got her attention, she knows you're coming. And she's only going to know even more the closer you get. There is something I could do to help with that, though. You know? Make it harder a bit for her to see you. So, Alright. And she kind of reaches over to some of her packs and she pulls out this kind of clay pot and she opens up the lid and she kind of reaches her hand down in and lifts it up and you can see this like thick gray muddy ash kind of fall from her fingers. And she'll like dollop two like fingerfuls of that into this like leather wrapping and she'll toss one at Gwylt. And so I'll put it on your sheet in a sec. And then the other, it's going to be 50-50 between Dimity and Slag since they've been talking. She's going to toss a Dimity. She's going to toss the second one over to Dimity. And she says, that's all I can spare of that. It's 2 pinches. You can, when you're looking to avoid her notice, just take a bit of that and smother it, on your face, your skin. It's not an invisibility potion or anything like that, but it'll help a little bit. It's not going to help with the fact that she's already seen you a bit now, but it could help you get closer, perhaps, before something bad happens. But I told you, she's not one to be treated with. She's powerful, and this is her land, not ours. We're just guests in it. So be careful what hold in your heart and your head as you go pushing further into the wood. If you're here to do her harm, well, I'll tell you this, that's not something I approve of at all. Besides which, I wouldn't be helping you if I thought you even stood a chance against her, as she's not that kind of creature. But if you wanted to try to appease her, I suppose I could help. Alright. She likes to play games, toy with folk. With us, really, people. I used to dream when I was younger of going to see her, but I kind of gave up on that wish. I think it's a good choice. I know she's out there in the deeper parts of the forest that even I don't like to go to. So, just be careful, is all. But like I said, I'll help you find the altar. This, that soft fool of Jarko, that dumb lad. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, well.
So how
You got
would
something
we
to say?
know if we don't want her to see us? If she knows that we're coming, how would we know when to use this? And so she's sort of like, Dimity has that pouch that she sort of handed her, and she's trying to figure out what to do with it.
What, you want instructions? Don't you have instincts? You know, can't you take a look at the situation and come to a conclusion yourself? Do you get your friends to wipe your arse for you too?
No, I'm finding today that I don't always know the best ways of things. So if I could, I see you, Jeremy. If I could, ask the question now rather than wish I'd asked it later, that's the better way to go. Because my mom always told me there's no such thing as a stupid question.
Measure twice
you
and
know
cut
that.
once.
Definitely don't be cutting any of the woods down out here. The further you go, the more protected and special some of these trees are. Some of them might cut back.
Well, no, it was just a figure of speech.
Cut thread, even. I do needlework. You cut thread. You measure twice, cut once.
Oh, you do needlework, do you?
I do.
You got any of that on you? I could use a stitch or two.
I do. Actually, I do have things on me. Ribbons and pins and whatnot.
Oh, good. Yeah, patch that up. That'll keep you quiet. Okay, well, time for me to eat, and for you all to make yourselves scarce. We'll leave first light. Yeah?
Are the nightmares going to follow us out here like there were in town?
Very much so, yes. You want to travel now?
We brought some coffee, so we might just try to stay up all night. And you can sleep, but we'll try to stay up. I tried to stay up all night last night. Slag and I did. And we just, instead of sleeping in our bed and having nightmares, we slept by the well and had nightmares.
I still have a
If you
kink in
want
my
to
neck from it.
I'm not massaging it, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just saying, like, I was bad. Just, never mind.
Oh, goodness. You reek over there. Can't you put together a little, take a bath or
Oh,
something?
it's not me. It's me. You just smelling her from over here.
It's his shield. It's also his shield. He put it up thinking that it would, like, block the smell, and
We're getting into, we're going down on a rabbit hole now.
Only a little bit got on him.
Mila has been finding dead leaves and trying to rub herself.
So let's do a quick camp action.
Okay.
All right. So it's up to you. If you decide that you don't want to sleep, then you can then you cannot take the rest action. We'll say. If you decide that you do want to sleep, then you can take the rest action. It's entirely up to you. So we don't have to play these out too much, but remember that you get 2 rounds. You basically get to pick 2 things from rest, reflect, and then take camp action. You basically have 2 things that you want to do. Is anyone here going to rest tonight?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Spoonbill, Mila, and Gwylt are all going to take the rest action. Okay. Or the rest, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at what you've got, some of your negative tags.
I probably should. Actually, I'm Herod 3. So if anyone in the party tells me that I look like poop, then I'm
Yeah.
fine.
This whole stay awake all night thing was your idea. Now Slime's
know.
being left alone to do it
I
himself.
know. And then I looked at all of the tags that I have, and I was like, oh, crap, that's probably something I want to do something about. It's sort of like, the kid that's like, I'm going to stay up all night, and then 9 they're like sleep.
Mhm.
Like, that's
You tried to
dirty.
stay up and then you fell asleep anyway, so you might as well sleep.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Anybody with disgusted can bring that down to 1. So we'll say lower that.
Awesome.
I'll say Mila, your putrid stench unfortunately is going to stay where it's at unless you do something about it.
Fair enough.
Let's see if anybody else has got anything. The Harrowed
Harrowed
3. Harrowed 3 were bring down to Harrowed 2 just from resting. But if there's something you wanted to do about it to potentially bring it down even further with your second round of camp stuff, you certainly could. Okay. All right. So did anybody not rest?
Slag did not rest.
All right. So Slag, then what did you do for the first part of your camp?
I would like to craft and repair, essentially. I'm thinking with my shield, I'm literally just taking a knife and just gouging away the pieces of wood that were hit by the skunk smell the most. And like it's ugly now. It's marred. It's definitely going to need to be, sanded later. But trying to get most of the stench away.
Okay. Put together a roll then for your crafting roll here. And then you can choose whether or not you want to actually roll or just take the power.
For the roll, I would argue for my blacksmith ability. Obviously, I know how to make shields. My shield itself is reinforced against shattering, so I'd be able to carve chunks away from it without like hurting it too much. Okay. And then punishment enduring because I'm able to put up with the smell as I'm doing this.
I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right. So that's
you want to give that a roll?
3 power.
Yeah.
That's okay. 9. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to. So I'll say because we were saying that the shield took the stench, right?
The shield is scratched, and then I have stank 1. So whichever way I could mitigate either of those.
So yeah, we'll say with this makes sense. Just narratively, you can get your shield back. So yeah, just give yourself your shield back. Unscratch that. The consequence I am going to give you though is you're going to, because you're up all night, you're making some noise, and perhaps you're even using some dirt and some leaves and some stuff nearby.
For sure.
You're going to get forced attention 1. So you are going to get a little bit of attention during the night. And it really kind of comes to you like in the style of like your hair starts to stand up on the back of your neck. You start to hear whispers coming from some of the undergrowth, the brush, that kind of thing. You maybe even hear your name whispered once or twice. Like you just hear Slag. And then as you go to look, it's just the sounds of like wind going through the trees. But you definitely get the sense that something has been watching you as you've performed this repair task. Okay.
Got it.
Second round of actions then, or second half of this camp. Are any of you going to do the reflect? Anyone doing reflect to do an improvement?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Spoonbill going to mark for this, you think?
Probably on the well-traveled. It seems to be the one that he's most tapping into.
You're seeing more and more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Dimity, what are you going to go ahead and mark?
I am going to continue. I had done this a previous camp of continuing to sort of train Sasha on, kind of various stitches and things like that. So I will spend the time improving that a second time.
Okay. Can I have some of that food, please?
Yes. I don't know why you always tell people that I don't feed you. Of course I feed you. Here you go.
And she takes it and starts eating.
Of course you feed me. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
And she starts eating.
Now Melissa's doing the gaslighting.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining Sasha for you. I'm turning Dimity into a villain. My bad. Oh, goodness.
So we were talking earlier and I couldn't remember why I had improved, but that was why, because I had done this before with the reflect, and so now it's the second time.
Anybody else going to do reflect?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're going to mark another thing?
I'm going to mark Biscuit. Between the nightmare last night and then Una being so rude earlier, it's like, no, you the most thing ever. Just fiddling with him, giving chuckles.
'Cause, 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 ' Okay,
Oh,
fair
no,
enough.
Boy.
I'm just rolling around here and there. Okay. Then, so Slag and Mila, you both have one more camp thing to do. Do you know what it is that you want to do?
Joe, did you have something?
Joe's all done. It's you and Slag.
Sorry. Slag, not Joe.
I know us bearded white guys all the same. But, you know, I would say for Slag.
I didn't want to say it.
We all knew it.
He would want to stay active. I think that's why I think Reflect didn't really make sense because he was up all night.
Sure.
So he would put himself towards making like breakfast for camp. Nothing fancy because he doesn't really know how to cook with spices or anything like that. But you know, just making some biscuits for everyone. Biscuits with flour.
Put together a roll. It's a camp action. Activate some tags. You're welcome to tap into Merrick if you want for this. He can help you out. He hasn't gone left yet. He's going to stay here with you guys, and he's going to leave when he'll depart. He'll tap out.
Yeah. I would use Merrick. I would use Supplied 1 since we brought supplies. And maybe ignore Pain because I'm tired. Does that count?
I'll take it. Yep.
All right.
Okay. You want to roll it?
That's power 3. I rolled
good roll.
9, so 12 total.
Okay. Do you want to take an extra consequence or take a consequence to have 4 power to spend so that you could potentially create 2?
No, I don't think he's going all out for it, so that doesn't really make sense. It's fine to just do the one tag of like, well fed.
Yeah.
My brain,
You still have that one power. You have that one power over there somewhere.
Could I buy down my stank because I'm making something that smells good?
You like literally stand over the pot while it's cooking to like soak in.
Just rub the leftover grease
good.
on yourself.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
patchouli style, covering one stink with another.
You know what? That sounds fun. Let's say that. Yeah. So you just smell like stew now. It's a kind of a rank stew, but yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, you can do that.
That's some deep thinking.
And he's a deep thinker. He thinks all the time. Mila, what did you want to do for your second round?
Take camp action. So I think it's gonna be hunt and forage. To try and find something to try and get the smell off of me. Or reduce it a little bit.
Okay. Absolutely. I think that makes perfect sense. It does have a difficult to remove tag, so I'm going to go ahead and activate that.
Yeah.
There is...
I'd just be an asshole if I didn't try.
No. It's for sure. You have like kind of conflicting things here with the environment. It's rich with bounty and game, but it's also very thick undergrowth, so those are going to kind of like cancel each other out. So yeah, put together your pool.
I was thinking I would just kind of brute force it. Like I'm just kind of looking for stuff like pretty aggressively. So it feels like a strength roll.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Strong as an ox and test of strength?
Yeah, I can take both of those for this. Sure.
Would you... No, never mind.
All right. So you got strongest Nox, test of strength. All right, give that a roll.
How do you feel about needs constant company as a weakness, because I think what's really fucking with her is not being able to be around people.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So you're doing this by yourself. No, everyone's either asleep or tending to something else right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Quick roll or detailed?
It's gonna be detailed. All right.
Oof.
Okay, that is a 6. That's a failure.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple things. So you go out. Maybe it's early morning hours. Maybe it's not quite dawn. You've rested a little bit. Your dreams didn't seem to bother you as badly. All of you had dreams of the forest and kind of seeing yourselves wandering about, lost here and there. Wasn't as haunting and harrowing as the dreams last night. You're not getting attacked, but they were unsettling because it just felt like you were lost, and then in some cases it felt like you were separated. But you kept hearing like your voice called out here, or the sound of one of your companions' voices calling, and you just could never quite find each other. And then Mila, in the morning, before the sun manages to push through the canopy overhead, you start looking around, and you're making a lot of noise because you said you're brute forcing it. So like you find yourself like snapping little branches here and there, and you find yourself maybe pulling up like a log, and in doing so trying to see what's underneath it, and like it just fractures that log in some way. You kind of step over a fern, but in doing so you just wrench it by the roots up out of the ground. You kind of get caught on a sapling and push yourself through, and you hear it crunch as one of its small, slender, green branches snaps. And you get the very distinct impression, as you look around, realizing you are alone right now, that something is watching you. You're going to take, specifically because of the tags that you used and the way that you described it, you're going to take Forest's Attention 3.
Yeah, I that is way better than what I had mine for filler. That's perfect.
As it definitely seems that you have
the forest. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and fix that for you. Okay. And unfortunately, even worse, you're unable to find any of the supplies that you would need that maybe Riva or Merrick suggested that you try to find.
Yeah.
And you come back to town. I will say that you can reduce it to Putrid Stench 3 just the day it kind of starts to die down a little bit, but it's still there. It doesn't smell quite as potent, but it is still pretty nasty. Oh. And you come back to camp. By the time the sun's up, you smell the breakfast that Slag has been cooking. You see everybody else has come to, getting the last of their food. You all smell Mila before you see her. Your stomachs maybe roil a little bit, and you quickly scarf down your food. And then she arrives, and she's able to take her breakfast alone. Merrick will bid you all goodbye.
You're in good hands. You still shouldn't be doing this, but you're in good hands. Good luck to you. When you get back to town, vinegar, tomatoes, couple herbs. Talk to the wise one. Okay, I gotta go.
And you see he starts to scurry off back the way he came.
Says miserably.
Goodness.
Maybe he vomits. Okay, so at this point, it's morning time. You've had your food. You've rested, and Riva kind of has a very simple pack, and you can see a couple birds are hanging out with her still. And she says, "All right. I said I'll take you as far as that altar that Jacob found, or not Jacob. That's his name. I'll take you as far as Jarko found the altar, and then you're on your own, or at least I'll point you in its direction. But that's about it. All right."
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, for crying out. This is why I stay out in the forest. This is why. Right here.
I don't know why. It doesn't make sense, but
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my birds. Ugh.
And you see one of the birds flies away.
No, it's look what you did. Leaving me here.
So you all push off in a completely different direction. And it doesn't feel like you're going back the way you came. But as you continue to push, the trees get bigger, they get older, they get thicker and more gnarled. You can see the ground itself becomes more lush with this verdant, like moss and greenery. Many times you find yourselves traversing these thick meadows that are hidden beneath these trees, filled with these ferns and this vegetation. And Spoonbill, you, at one point, as you're traveling, you hear like a sound that kind of gets your attention. You hear and you look and you see this large wild beehive. And there is this large swarm of bees that's buzzing right above this narrow path that you are kind of traversing in between these thick, dark ferns. And you know that you have to be kind of careful, obviously. No one here is from Woodend, right? No one's here is from Woodendale. I think 2 of you are from Ravensdale. Spoonbill, I'll give it to you since you're well-traveled. You would know that bees from Woodend, or at least bees from the Aldenweald, the honey that they produce, it's not made into mead the way that so many other bees that are kind of harvested here and there are. Instead, there's this like restorative medicinal kind of honey, this pungent paste that people sometimes use that's used in healing. And they usually come from this type of large hive. However, it's right in front of you, and they also sting like crazy. What do you want to do in this case, Spoonbill?
Man, the forest. So, like, this whole time where I've been trying to, like, be more in tune with the forest, and then, like, but other people are getting the ire of it, I guess, from their tags. Like, have we noticed its behavior changing, or is it kind of treating us all as a group? Like, what kind of vibe have I picked up on since?
In terms of how the forest has like, it hasn't like actively attacked you or anything like that. I mean, there was that whole thing with the skunk, but like no trees have actively attacked it. Like, you've heard shuffling and things like that. There's nothing to suggest that you've been fully offensively assaulted in any particular way. You might have heard, and if I'm overstepping, Jeremy and Maitre, please say so, but you might have overheard like Gwylt or Mila just talking about like that sixth sense of something's watching them. And that doesn't necessarily come up as much with like Dimity and Slag and even yourself. But it does seem like the two of them seem a little bit more paranoid, perhaps a little bit more jumpy. Oh, you do? That's right, from breakfast. Yeah.
Some healing bee juice would be pretty cool, but it's also, I don't want to make the forest any more angry. I wonder if Mila's stench would be better for going up to the bees.
Like smoking them out.
Oh no!
If there's any help I can do,
We found out it actually does the opposite. It makes them swarm.
Just attracts them if they swarm. Yeah. They just launch an all-out attack.
Like how Joe's like logical step goes from, I'm not sure that I want to anger them.
It turns
but
out
also
they normally
I can put the really smelly thing right next to them.
there's some sort of corpse bloom flower they get their pollen from, so they just love the stink.
Yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know. Do they seem agitated currently, or are they kind of just what kind of?
Oh no, they're just swarming around their hive. Doesn't look like they're not actively coming out at you. You've stopped a handful of feet away, paces away, so as not to attract their ire immediately. but you want to be a little careful here.
Yeah. I guess I would I'd pass it back to everyone else to say, like, I think this is a rare opportunity to get some nice healing honey, but do we want to risk it?
It sounds like a nice way to get injured trying to get a healing unguent. So if I'm balancing things out and it's a pain in my ass, I say no.
Fair.
That's just me.
It seems like something we can try to just take a little bit. We're not trying to take more than we need, but we don't know what's coming ahead of us, and I would hate to wish tomorrow or the next day that we had grabbed a little bit of honey while we could.
None of us have injuries now that require tending, though. We don't need it. Maybe we shouldn't take it.
I don't want to look at one of your injured faces wishing that I had some honey that I could give you to help you out when we passed it up. Dimity's going to give it a shot.
Give me a pool. Put together a pool and give yourself a roll. Okay.
I'll try and help.
See. Okay. How are you helping? Like what tag? Well, actually, describe your approach first, Dimity, and then maybe that'll give some idea of what Spoonbill can do.
So I don't know a ton about how this works, but I have, looking at what I have in my bag, I have like ribbons is one of the things that I have, and so I'm wondering if I can sort of like just like kind of run a ribbon through, and so then the sort of the end result would almost be, and I know this is a horrible opposite example, but sort of like the sticky strips that you have for like trying to catch flies, but it's sort of like the end result would sort of be that, except it would have honey on it. It's just sort of like running a ribbon through where it's not.
No, I think that makes
taking
sense.
A knife to it or anything that would be too disruptive. So attention to detail and using my ribbons and pins. What do you have, Joe?
I've got I've got tenacious and bear through the pain, so I could be kind of brunting a few bee stings here and there. Just kind of, I'm picturing it like I'll be moving stuff out of the way that you need to, so you can get in there. Just kind of be brunting it. This is what I'm picturing. I've also got nimble fingers.
Ooh, nimble fingers for sure would help.
Okay. All right. So put together a pool. I am going to say that swarm of bees that are kind of swirling around it will probably work against you here, as there's the danger that they could irritate you, attack you, etc.
And I would imagine that my Harrowed 2 would still make me a bit skittish, so that would come into play.
I guess it would make more sense for me to go for it, and then you assist.
Yeah, probably.
So.
Because you're not harrowed, so go for it. But I will help you with attention to detail, and I will offer you my ribbon. So I think maybe if we just take one of these ribbons and we just kind of slide it through with your nimble fingers, and I'll keep an eye out, and I'll tell you to stop if there's a bee in the way, so I can keep an eye on things, and we can do this.
Let's do it.
Classic Dimity telling somebody else to do it.
I feel like there's a little tennis there. Like, okay, Spoonbill's going to do it. Nah, Dimmy's going to do it. Nah, Spoonbill's going to do it.
Yeah.
You do it. No, you do it.
I'm surprised she's not making Sasha do it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Sasha.
I don't.
Sasha, go smash that hive and take all the honey out of it.
I'm allergic to bees. I'm going to anaphylactic shock.
You would be.
But how allergic? What really is?
Very.
You stay all the way back.
When I was a child, my hands blew up like 2 balloons.
She's really earning those college credits.
Is it one positive mod then with
from her? Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
and then Jeff's got to add the negative.
I already
yours.
added.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh dear, that's a
okay.
Huh?
Okay. 10
Whoa.
on the dot. Okay, so you've got 3 power to spend. Well, actually, no, you don't even have 3 power to spend. This is just a quick outcome, I should have said.
Yeah.
Because it's just one, you just get it. So I'm going to drag onto your sheet a new little tag for you to play with once I find where I put it.
Yay.
Okay. I'm going to put some restorative honey on there.
Ooh.
See if that showed up. If it didn't,
It did.
oh,
Yep.
there it is.
I've got
Okay.
2.
I accidentally added it twice. Okay, there we go. All right, so you got a restorative honey tag. Okay, fantastic. And you're also able in the process to like carefully move underneath it, grab a little bit. You have all these strips now that Dimity has, and you're able to pile that up, and you have that in your pack.
Great.
Okay. A little while later, as you continue to trudge further and further, Slag, it's your turn to kind of be towards the front. And you are kind of moving along, maybe admiring the handiwork on your shield. And you kind of hear something. You hear, it's not shuffling. It's not like the sounds of, it's not like the sounds of something coming from the ferns, the undergrowth, or anything like that. Instead, it's coming from this large, like girthy, hollowed tree trunk out in front of you. And it's got this big kind of hole in the side of it. This thing's multiple sizes wide. Like it's like multiple of you wide. It's like a good 10 feet to 12 feet wide. And the trunk itself seems hollowed out. It doesn't seem like the tree actually grows its full height any longer. And as like the sounds of you kind of get closer and closer, and maybe you tilt your ear for a second to try to get like a better vantage point. You suddenly hear a voice call out, almost making you jump. "Do come in. Oh, what are you waiting for?" And I think we'll go ahead and end on that, and we'll pick up on that next time, and we'll see whether or not Slag takes the invitation and goes inside.
I didn't hear anything. We just need to keep moving along, and we'll just
Hey, everything's fine. I don't want anything to do with a tree that talks to me. Nope. All right. Okay, there we go.
Yay.
We are all done. All right, yeah, we'll pick up on that next week. Maybe might finish this next week. We'll see. We're getting closer. Couple things we got to do still. Okay.
Everybody's such scaredy cats. My goodness.
I know.
Just throwing
Yeah,
some healing
I
potions
just
on our
want
way
to
out to the
respect the
scary stuff.
resources of the forest. The
Mhm.
forest doesn't want us to take too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also,
If that requires me running away in a dangerous situation, then
Yeah.
As
So
it does.
be it.
As it
Meanwhile,
does.
Mila's like smash, thump, smash. It's like the Hulk. Oh goodness.
I also
Okay.
did want to throw a shout out to Reflect Games. Thank you for the raid.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hope you had a good night of streaming as well. We're going to do some closing plugs now. I'm going to toss it over to Maitre. So Maitre can tell you where we can find her on the internet.
My 3 plays games on YouTube where I make system agnostic or multi-system tabletop content that centers the 2 playing experience.
All right. And then I'm going to toss it over to Steven so we can talk about this awesome game that he made.
It's a game called Huckleberry. It's a action horror Weird West game. Think Hellboy and Tombstone. Go to huckleberryrpg.com/pre-order. Use code Lolly for $5 off. And then I'm tossing it back to Jeff because there's something much more important to be talking about right now.
Our streaming schedule for the week? Yeah, I know what you're doing. Steven wants me to tell you about We're in Danger, which is a game that I have been making It is up on itch right now. You can play the development copy, but the big news is that it's going to be coming to BackerKit later this year, hopefully around spooky season. That's the plan, sometime in October. There is probably a link right now that Melissa is dropping into the chat. And if you are watching this later on YouTube or listening to this on our podcast feed, check the show notes. We'll drop a link in there as well. But the BackerKit teaser page is up. We're trying to collect some followers just to demonstrate interest so that we have people that are there and they get notified when the thing goes live and they get to learn about the game and see if it's something you like. We've also played it on the channel a bunch. And we're probably going to be playing on the channel a bunch more. But it's a little horror. It's a little disaster. It's a lot of fun. And we laugh a lot when we play it. So, and hopefully your group would do the same. But that's it. In terms of streaming schedule, we're actually just found this out while we were streaming. I think we're off tomorrow night. Normally we play Wild Sea on Tuesdays, but we're not going to be around. Normally we play Coriolis on Thursday this week, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. We might do some We're in Danger on Thursday. We'll see. And then Saturday's the 4th of July here in the U.S., which means it's the U.S.'s birthday. So we're not sure if we're playing yet. We'll figure that out later. We're leaning no, but who knows? So yeah, you might not see us again until next week. So this was like 30 seconds of your life that you're not getting back. But that's it. We'll see y'all later. Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.